Hi, I'm so excited for this Halloween virtual meeting. I would like to welcome everyone and thank them for their interest in connecting with my writings, new releases, and future engagements. The meeting will be recorded and will be posted on the event page. We had a bit of delay, so thanks for those who confirmed their attendance in the newsletter and received the updated access into the Halloween special virtual meeting. I will share a quick review on what to expect from this meeting. In the first part, you can find out more about me and my writing journey, books and new releases with a reading session from the last published book and some unique parts from the new finished manuscript. I will be pleased to know your opinions, comments, and you can ask me questions and send them in my author account, and I'll be pleased to answer to all. In the next part of the meeting, I will share some new fun parts and details for the Halloween contest and Halloween discounts available now for all who haven't subscribed yet. Some new information about the winning coupons available for the contest, but also for those who confirm their attendance in the newsletter. For this event from favorite affiliated stores, links with less than the usual price. In the end of the meeting, I'll give the chance for authors, experts in the field or readers to share on my author platforms, their website, author pages, newsletters, and contact details for future engagements or to connect in other meetings. I would like to start by presenting myself to all participants. I am Iulia Bocaneala, the author of 2 books, Collection Days, Famous Smiles, and The Heart of an Eye, an international relations specialist, business development executive, vice chair, and an editor writer. The fundamental knowledge in psychology, didactic, and philosophy acquired within a certificate degree studying pedagogy and my general knowledge in social sciences gained through a university diploma are representing an essential asset in writing the novel The Heart of an Eye. With a political science university degree diploma in international relations and European studies, I gauged a particular interest in how European and international policy can best change the community, which is why as a writer and editor, I'm addressing 2 articles on what are the best and optimal solutions to worldwide field areas. Writing has always been a passion for me, and I realized that I have something valuable to share with the world and turned to full-time writing. Since turning my passion into a profession, I have written prolifically and I'm constantly exploring new themes, genre, and ideas. I'm proud of the unique and inspirational novels that I wrote. Each one has a prominent role in my career and has been enjoyed by fans of all ages and backgrounds. The last published book, The Heart of an Eye, represents a unique fiction novel that explores the facets of human condition, including the functions and role of society, the nature, motivation of human acts, the purpose of life, ethics and morals, the role of experience and reason in the development of knowledge where there exists free will. The novel presents an ambiguous and ironic projection of all ideal state for a future in which it entirely based society on logic and modeled after mechanical system through different direction of humanity that can be taken depending on its choices. For the sporting people, fiction fans and followers, I would like to read a fragment from the second chapter that captures some aspects that will definitely take your attention. And for those who have already read it, I would like them to refresh those great capturing moments. Let's get to know the heart of an eye, heroes, and let's join a literary journey. I would like you to take some notes about the characters that you find more appropriate to your taste and find the story inside your reading expectations. And after this, I will share some questions to create a natural fiction bond after this amazing reading session. Leaders of developed societies. Successful conditions through laborers' opinions were reinforced in the expansion of societies. The expansion constituted the remarkable systems, proving the possessions that were driving the establishment's detailed objectives, considered as inquire substantial fields. The represented functions were founding the representative forces. Without the awareness of unions, expectation progressed into an opening demonstration. Interventions were taken for the execution of individuals, while the created improvements were sustaining perception into gaining the reactions, practically appealing to the integrity brought into the assemblages, the qualified leadership that was favoring the announcing capital, the impressing beliefs, were fundamentally into the conventional movements, which were determined for the arranged directing cause. Created into a subordinating valuable system, the duties involve various instructions for the potential constructions. These were challenging traditions, common practices, the differentiation of systems. The noticeable short periods were substantiating from one belief to another, the ethics, the appreciation that was continued under the persistent functions. Into disapproving those perceptions, the leaders were incorporating distinctive entities on paths that explicitly were reiterated in the division of different consolidations. The fields changed the activity into a recessing constitutive concern for attributing symbols that unrestrained the consistent periods which restored the system, in presuming that the union had significant diffidence into rising what was retrieved into consequences, subsided the system conditions. What will be the essential constituted arrangements in which societies could be capable into sustaining the people? Improvements were once again included inside the surprised actions, according to changes that were rising certain successive periods. Can you provide a response that include also the internal representatives in the organizations that are not directing inefficiently the leaders to disappointments? He exclaimed, forwarding into the debate. I am debating the directions consistently for this fact. He says with tact and convictions, trying improving the representation of important instruments. This should formally adjust the post-industry society. He immediately sustains. These mechanisms were not being settled to their orders, and the manifestation could be determined into the preserved support. As the evolution of this mediation was suppressed by reaching the successions that were displaced the commands, the requirements were reaching the measurement of distribution towards a reciprocal alignment. With certainty and preciseness, Crown claims presenting the structures that were maintained into the formal maintained decisions. These were enclosed into underlining the elaborated opinions. Disposed in an unknown reunion, he stops and introduces his posture, recognizes his assumptions made into favoring his participation. In the present debate, he impresses with his appearance, but also his introductory deliberation. The expansive sectors that were revered within the doctrines were appealing to notable high statuses. The adjustment were coherently pursued by opinions that were advantaged by demonstrated results, for creating a system opposed to progress that was quoting over the radical tendencies through original functions. The individualists privileged the popularity of concrete factors into succeeding the predominated appealing changes towards the concordance of citizenry. On the first meeting with his subordinates, Todd directs his dispositions and requirements by respecting the representative procedures. The statuses were offering the objective solutions. Classification over the proposed territories challenged into distancing a precise perspective, the detaching of power into preceding statements pursued for signaling lineaments. Approved derivation were now facilitated into proper actions, forward significant known priorities. How could I understand these contributions in the foundation of a circulating action? He suggests wondering about his choice. I am participating in this powerful manifest, but what exclusive belief had partaking the accurate opinions? Appealed his question into favoring the new structures. I am recognized between the multitudes of perceptions as a profound power that respects these procedures. With great purposes, he mentions the prior ideas or utterance in the cooperation for representative rights. With thus a developing function conceived those conditions in the freedom of distribution and the scope of efficiency. Motivated, he mentions his rights endorsed in the predominated recognitions. I do accept the standards that were held in dividing the petition into the considered assemblages. Concepts that have already been settled were shaped into imperative cognition by resources for the regular structures. My real reason in this individual functional division is concrete in the sustained directives. He places his merits without disregarding any intention. The developments that influenced the precise advantage into facts, even through every generation that was spared through obligations, succeeded with ethics, fulfilled the expanded propensity, was a predominated contrast that sustained the new requirements, the concerning that the new order was ingratiated in the endorsement of those essential reformations. Distinct in his extraordinary negotiations, compelling the conventional grounds of the agreement, recognizes the solution of leaders as support for concise statement. Does the substance of capacities demonstrate the participation of a regularity in the central performances, he asks, entitled in the predominance of the existing sport, without an exclusive cognition, the preserved achievement of facts from his own experience are being included in disagreeing forms over the realm of capacities. The comparative extended improvements aligned periods that were usually impacting the endeavor of operations. The vast actions were successfully bringing new generation into the preceded stances. Factors sustaining new symbols postponed the original criteria into the agreements. This will direct the constitution of supposition for common factors in completing the system developments by interest that were recovered in chances that will ponder the account information fastener. The construction that referred the recognition of movements was strictly positioning the magnified various beliefs into an adopted appearance of systems. A less obvious in the well-defined constituency is prioritized into the existence of symbolic periods that consider customs and activities in being submitted to values as derivation for their future operation. The organization shapes the original economic ability of people who acknowledges the section of world necessities for certain levels into distinguishing delegations. Objectiveness in activities for representing definite positions that refer to the particularity of their roles. Former performing was simultaneously conceptualized in the perceptiveness of opinions that classified whether its causes were admitting the interpretation of distinct rules for practical forms that direct presumptions into admissible territories aligned to their purposes. Enlightened concern assessed the requirements and informed the united action that were attributed to several vast discussions. The functions achieved in their demand were guiding the advancement of procedures into compensating action that were analyzed into the formality of movements that led this functional remediation within these premises. By initiating conglomerates that were affiliated through these agreements caused a transaction that was globally preventing the misreasoning of proposals. To sustain this form of action in which conditions were informed in their defined divisions, structured the prevalence of contemporary developments into societies. In the symbolization of this evocative adjustment, characteristics were underlined to underview this ungoverned process and in distinguishing the periodical qualifications that were evoked in the right resolution, ambition's question had reached a considerable undertaking, productively sanctioning rights in the functioning of activities. The performance was authorized into the benefit of utterances. Leaders dominated the system through the circumstances offered by valuable choices into periods that desirably apprehended the principle. The remediation of these intended objectives was constituting the equality of statuses that were currently adjusting the progress of these actions. The initiative was stated in the perspective of attendants that were currently founding the sustaining process. The variability that was accepted into attaining their rights was accustomed to obligation in the actions that subjectively were pertaining to the utility of methods. The structure was converted to particular requirements that were ensuring the right position, signaled completely for the succeeding ample unit of customs. It surprises operation into statements. The attribute that normally entitles the basic authorized use of power uses the distribution of goods and services and connects the structure into the experiences reserved in the assorted construction of acts. Such orientation would confer a signal into reporting to all the differences that exceedingly were developing the ability to contribute by ethics and standards. The assurances that culminated into restoring the region's sustained structures that were dominated by various judges, preferably into informing what purposes were claimed into these facts. I will share the question for this reading session and also instant link access to the new released hardcover limited Halloween edition available on Amazon. The reading session questions are: what is the best character that attracted your attention throughout the action? Which was the best part that you enjoyed the most in this reading section? Underline some actions. And what is your opinion about these challenging book characters? Don't miss out the limited Halloween hardcover edition. And I will post the link in the event post page for everybody to have access to. My just finished manuscript is definitely one of my best writing. I will share some unique parts from each chapter and let you decide for yourself if this is a story that really will gain your passionate fiction feeling. Merrily passing into the content, which had combined the adaptation of new structures constituted through the imposed reactions under the impact of remarks, the administrative usage forged into a natural inclination of dominated discussed instruments, into the integrity that was considered the scope and strong act of acquisition, the reaching of more observant constructiveness succeeded in the formation of actions. Love morale was a motivating factor that aligned in a comprehensive awareness the substance of an ambiguous retraction. He wanted to figure a connection in order to provide the exact points where the disputed and reconstructed ways were particularly finding the conception of a society which have had a right context within the succeeding of environments. His own image was formally exposing the destination through which he can establish his directions, and noticeable in the duties that were assumed into the obligation that contracted him, continuously arising his eyes on the attendant ways that scored in the solicitation of the developing facts, appeared the system by his anecdotal attempt into invigorating the forward directions. The designated actions were almost conducting with some rational impositions. To the irregular spheres that express his values, aspire to confer a permanent pact that could achieve the pursuing destiny. With the certainty of his valuable indication, he forces the distinguished divisions into supporting the factors that were causative into the encouragement of progressive sources, consenting the planned trajectory into honorable goals. In the additional steps that worked the efficiency with which the diverged plans were illustrating the correct words, he ensured the prerogative condition entitled to those norms, the direction of those conditions that compared in action upon the reason that named an approval into successfully entitling courage that does not end when the situation are repairing the practical identities of those motives that were surrounding the forceful laws that featured the assembled ethics to identify my action, that were noticed into the repairing of those compared ascensions into becoming the directives of those pursued activities, a part of that tenacious and imperative standard. The awkward reflection of restriction was a direct request into the cluster of opinions. The connection sustained a consistent admiration, contributed to the differences found in the conventional occurrences to explanation. Contrary to those expectations, the end of that favoring range compared into the long-lasting evidences into a sense of matching the essential worth, sided in overcoming demands that were guided in the distinguishing of activities, and intensified the consistent occupations, the detective involvement in the fierce motivation of facts, envisioned reasonably the first implications, into commanding facts that were portraying exceptional themes continued to initiate due to activities that were actively repairing functions, the ample clarity of purposes. Weapons and important extinguished realities were my encouragement into opening the statements, he meaningful and brave enumerates. The first appearances of valuable practices has transformed dramatically within the existent standards and approved dominant relationships. The beneficial particularities were investigating circumstances determined into a method that needed to define those facts. Reciprocity replaced the permitted appeal into methods that were concreting those approving, solving, organized working structures. Thank you for your interest in this amazing Halloween specials opportunities. Please feel free to follow and connect on my Facebook, Instagram, other platforms, so never miss out on information about my writings. Get in touch by subscribing on my website newsletter to receive a chapter from my book, and I will gladly want to find new opinions and share with you more of my writings. Find all the information in the event post page and copy them for further connections. As an author, I believe that every scene, every paragraph, every word is a choice, that we create our readers' expectation with the reality we present in our story. As readings, my favorite writers are Jane Austen, C.G. Young, and F. Scott Fitzgerald. One of my favorite books is The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald, because I believe that his writing are phenomenal. I'm inviting you for full access to the next events in the Outside the Box events with other authors or in creative writings by following my Twitter, my Instagram, my Facebook author pages, and by subscribing to my newsletter on the contact website pages with the message until the end of the month for Halloween specials, the spooky special code message. I will attach in the chat the author channels and newsletter along with the message for the subscription page, and I would like you to copy them and subscribe to receive a chapter of my book and full access to future author events, creative writing events by using the message code Spooky Special for Halloween specials. For 15th of October to 1st of November, you can receive the special discounts or coupons that can be used on Halloween until midnight. Get the amazing treat by subscribing on my author website, contact page to receive an exclusive access by using the code message, again, Spooky Special for those who purchased or want to receive the coupons. In this virtual Halloween meeting, I would like to offer for the participants that confirm their attendance and follow the outline points in the page, in the event page, and subscribe with the code message, a chance to have the best discounts available also for the Halloween contest until 31st of October. The links will offer each person an amazing offer for each of my book. Also the chance to choose from your favorite retailers. I will attach the offer in the event page post, along with some details about each discounted offer, to copy them and have them for this Halloween, and also share them with your friends. In introducing this Halloween contest, if you're curious about what you will receive, it's an essential point for anyone that wants to get more offers from 50% to 80% off coupons or online special discounts in grabbing amazing novels and have them for this Halloween. Find out more details in the event page post. They are available to all subscribers who are participating in this event, and you'll have free access after subscribing to my newsletter, and you'll have an amazing, awesome Halloween treat. Also, you can enter to win the Halloween gifts for trick-or-treating. So please get inside the contest. On the contest page, you receive the Halloween gifts and also some new great surprises. In the special meeting, I will offer to all the participants or to present themselves as author, readers, or followers and share their pages, websites, books in the chat, in the event post page for connecting each other and have the possibility to know each other better. You can start now and until the end of the month, until the Halloween special, when it will end. We can have the chance to connect each other and have more possibility to follow each other. Final thoughts. In the end of this meeting, for all authors, passionate writers, I would like to offer them the possibility to know more about me and an amazing organization called Women's Rights. As a vice chair of this great publishing house, I would like to tell you more. Our vision is to give voice to inspiring women. The mission is to provide a platform for communicating the message of women's struggle, women's success, and the empowerment of all women. The company has just launched a series of amazing interviews of women authors who share their wisdom in writing, discuss their fabulous book, and shed light on their success secrets. Until the 1st of December, you can join for the Open Anthologies mission called Strength. I will share the website, great aspects, and also the contact page. So please copy them. And if you're interested, Please contact me after the meeting for further information. I'm inviting you to follow my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook author pages, and to subscribe to my newsletter on the contact website page. Please use the message code until the end of the month for Halloween specials, spooky specials. I will attach on the event page post the my author channels and newsletter along with the message for the subscription page. And I would like you to copy them and connect each other. Thank you for attending in this special virtual meeting for Halloween special, and have an amazing Halloween.